Well, after explaining to you all of what Neptune retrograde is going to be all about, now I want to apprise you all how it's going to impact all the zodiacs. So on June 28th, Neptune went stationed retrograde in Pisces, and it stations there until December 3rd, 2022. And this takes place once annually, and during this phase, we gain more clarity of the situations and people which we previously couldn't decipher or were unclear about. Look into your birth chart and understand which areas of your life needs clarity and your focus. So, in other words, expect the fog to lift gradually with the configuration that we have for 2022 with Neptune going retrograde. Now, the Neptune transit is usually subtle, provoking, bewildering, and enlightening, and all at the same time. So you need to take your time and not push for immediate answers to the many questions that may be forming during this period. Share your feelings and thoughts with others who are the same age, as they are also experiencing this strange transit. Now, Neptune is the planet that urges us to search for meaning in our lives, to look beyond the structures and focus on the purpose that is there for us. For instance, are you pursuing a career because of ambition and material rewards, or is it your true purpose and fully satisfying? Therefore, it is not uncommon for the initial effects of Neptune to be confusion and delusion, perhaps even a sense of loss. Gradually, as awareness sets in and awareness emerges, and you are able to see what is underlying the illusions and what you can gain by changing your course and embracing your values that truly enhance your journey in life. Now, Neptune helps you see the truth of any situation and therefore live your own truth. As this planet travels through your houses, you need to take care of your health, taking particular care with drugs of any description. The trouble is that your body is overly sensitive during this time. You may even develop or discover allergies. You may also feel somewhat lethargic, overwhelming by the demands of a busy life. A good balance of rest, exercise, and a healthy diet goes a long way towards helping you cope with the stress of a busy schedule. You may also benefit from seeking advice from alternative healers or perhaps even exploring options for working as a healer or in a spiritual field. So, now for the different zodiacs, well, for Aries, the Neptune is retrograding in your 12th house. You have been foggy and uncertain when it comes to planning, but by June 28th, you will be clear as to what needs to be done, or I would say after June 28th. Instead of starting something new, you will gain clarity on how to push forward the projects that you had started earlier. For Taurus, the retrograde is in the 11th house. So you're bound to gain clarity on how to expand your group of networks, community, and alliances, and you're bound to sift the genuine from the fake. For Geminis, it affects the 10th house of career public image. And you are going to gain clarity in your career and professional undertakings. So, Neptune made you unsure in the past, whereas this retrograde helps you gain clarity of the potential possibilities and will also help you lift the haze. For the Cancerians, affecting your ninth house, it helps you awaken your spiritual beliefs, making you wise by bringing in clarity and insights into your knowledge and seeking pursuits. For the Leons, when it stations retrograde in your eighth house of shared resources and boundaries, well, you could expect some rationality regarding the time, energy, and possessions that you share with other people. If it's been challenging in the past, then now is the time to draw your lines or your boundaries, and drawing them will relatively become easy. It won't be aggressive. Be sure you make your own boundaries and space. For the Virgo, the retrograde is happening in the seventh house of relationships, clearing some of the uncertainty you have been feeling in your personal, intimate life. You will gain clarity as time passes and would be able to logically come to certain conclusions for your own benefit. For the Librans, the Neptune is retrograding in your sixth house of daily tasks and health. So you will get clarity on how to work on the wellness of your health. This is an area of your life which needs readjustments, realignments, as you will be able to see things in a different light. For the Scorpions, well, it's affecting the fifth house, which gives impetus to your house of creativity, expression, and pleasure. While confusion and illusion has likely been present here, the clarity that this retrograde brings allows you to finally see the truth. For Sagittarius, it's affecting your fourth house, marking the beginning of clarity emerging with your family, with your home and family. So, of late, it may have been challenging connecting to this area of your life, but now, as the fog lifts, you will gain clarity and would be able to eliminate some of the confusions that you have been facing. For the Capricornians, it's affecting the third house of communication and ideas. Well, this retrograde period brings some potential clarity on how to express yourself and articulate your words. This transit lifts some of your brain fog that you've been experiencing, so do not hesitate to speak your truth. For Aquarians, the retrograde is happening in the second house of money and possessions. So you will gain clarity around your finances. This is the perfect time to assess your attitude towards your money and budget your expenses. Situations that were unclear before now start to making sense. For the Pisceans, this planet retrograding in your first house of self and identity helps you come face to face with your reality. So, as the confusion about yourself and your identity lifts, you will be able to make your way in life more clearly without being delusional. Well, we also need to know that Jupiter is conjuncting Neptune in Pisces. Now, this is according to the Vedic astrology. According to the Western contemporary astrology, Jupiter has come onto the cusp of the Pisces and the first zodiac sign, that is Aries. So, in many ways, especially Vedic astrology, Jupiter conjunct Neptune in Pisces is the antidote to the harsh, limiting reality of the last couple of years. This transit has hope, imagination, inspiration, and optimism freely flowing through the cosmic waters in a configuration that is literally once in our lifetimes. So, Jupiter and Neptune come together in a conjunction every 12.8 years. The last time was 2009 in Aquarius, still to meet in Pisces, a sign associated with compassion, dreams, and mysticism. Well, that is much more a rare event. It hasn't happened since 1856 and won't happen again for another 166 years. So let's get into it and learn how we can fully appreciate and make the best of something so special. Look into your natal chart to see where the Neptune was when you were born, because it is that particular sign and that particular house that is affected. So this is for you to know if you are of a particular zodiac or the rising sign are of the signs that I have just spoken about. But make sure to listen carefully to what I have said in the Neptune retrograde part 1, because it's all about what Neptune does, and 100% we all individuals would be feeling that effect. So till my next, stay blessed.